1,400 men daily. That hit hard. I need to talk to the men today. Not to lecture them, not to shame them, just to see them. I write down my thoughts, so I'm going to read them out loud. Men are not appreciated. Not really. We talk about the patriarchy. We talk about how the system puts men on top for years. And that system, it came with a price. It told men, your only job is to provide. Your only value is what you give. Your only voice is silence. And now that system is cracking. And the same people who built it are acting surprised that men don't know how to feel. The kids see it too. Mom is stable. Mom is soft. Mom is always there, so they run to her. But dad? Dad is the wall. That is the roof. That is the one who leaves at 6 a.m. and comes back at 8 p.m. with nothing left for himself. And nobody claps for that. So this episode is for him, for my husband. The man who gives everything to everyone except himself. Who wakes up tired and still shows up. Who gets screamed at and still fixes the light. Who feels like he's falling even when he's carrying the whole house. This is for you. But it's also for every man listening. The man who shows up, who takes responsibility, who doesn't cower when life gets hard. The man who's misunderstood because you were told men don't cry. But you've been crying inside for years. The man who's learning to be intentional, learning that I'm fine isn't enough anymore. Learning that asking for help isn't weakness, it's wisdom. The man who's repenting from the mistakes, from the silence, from the anger you didn't know what to do with. You are unlearning it, and that's brave. The man who lets disrespect slide for years, from your partner, from your friends, from relatives, even from parents. Because that's how it's done. Man up. Don't talk back. But you're learning now. You're learning to stand up for yourself, to say, no, that's not okay. To recognize gaslighting, even when it comes wrapped in love or tradition. And it's hard. Because men don't get help like women do. When a woman is tired, she has 10 people asking, are you okay? When a man is tired, people ask, what's for dinner? When a woman struggles, there's a support group. When a man struggles, he's told, that's your job. So you carry it. As a man, as a father, as a brother, as a son, as a mentor, as a mentee. You carry all of it and you do it quietly. Because nobody taught you how to put it down. Let me say this plain. I see you. I see the man who pays the bills and then goes to his car and sits in silence for 10 minutes before coming inside. I see the man who doesn't know how to say, I'm drowning. So he says, I'm busy instead. I see the man who was taught that love means sacrifice, but was never taught that love also means rest. And I'm sorry we didn't tell you sooner. Sorry that we only praise you when you die or buy something big. Sorry that we forgot that you're a human before you're a provider. So here's what I need you to hear. You are not just what you provide. You are not just your bank account. You are not just your strength. You are allowed to be tired, allowed to need help, allowed to say, I don't know. You are allowed to rest. And to the women listening, check on your man. Not just with, did you pay rent? Ask him, how are you really? And don't laugh when he doesn't have words. Sit with him in the silence. Because men are learning a new language, the language of feelings. And it's not their first language, so give them time. To my husband, thank you for showing up when nobody was clapping. Thank you for giving when you had nothing left. Thank you for learning, for repenting, for trying again. You don't have to carry the world alone. Put it down sometimes. I got you. To every man listening, you don't have to be perfect to be valuable. You don't have to be strong to be loved. You don't have to be the hero all the time. You just have to be here. And you are. This is the Unfiltered Space. My name is Neka. Healthy was never meant to be punishment. If this touched you, send it to someone you love. Not for the likes, but for the conversations. The real conversations that has to be had. See you next time.